so recently Urban Necessities, which is, I guess, a consignment retailer or reseller, essentially, did a collaboration with American Eagle where they now came into their Soho store, which is quite a large flagship store. And because their wares or their partners, the sneakers that they provide on their platform include a lot of staple designs, as they should, because it is still ranked the #1 most iconic sneaker collaboration, by the way, the SB Dunk, which you know. You took a picture of it, put it up on Instagram. I was looking through your feed, and it's like, 17 comments, 10 comments, 8, 17, 22, 90,000 fucking comments on this picture. And I'm looking, I'm like, what happened here, right? And this is somewhat recent, right?
Yeah,
like,
it was last week.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh shit, I went through every fucking comment, dude.
Oh, wow.
I was up forever just reading this, and I'm fascinating as, like people say that, like, if there's no opinion about you, if there's no polarization of what you're doing, you're not doing shit.
Right.
So you must be doing a lot, because, like, split down the middle, people are furious and also massive advocates of your perspective. Can you talk through kind of what transpired there and, like, what's happening right now?
Yeah. So, I mean, you summarized it really well. I'll tell you from my perspective what it was. Like, I just walked by the American Eagle store and
saw your sneakers.
Does everyone know what American Eagle is? Right. It's like, let's just admit, like, it's not very cool, right? On the cool index,
right.
I don't know if anyone works at American Eagle, but, like, it's well below a 5 on the cool scale, right? Okay, so, and it is what it is. So I walk by.
That's a failing grade, by the way, on the cool scale.
Yeah, I walk by, and I see, like, pigeon logos in the window, and I'm, like, sort of doing a double take. I'm like,
is that
wait,
my
yeah.
pigeon
I'm like,
logo?
Whoa, someone's bootlegging me. No, they're not. That's actually my shit in the American Eagle. And then I'm like, did American Eagle go out of business and now something new is here? Like, I took, like, a triple take. And I was like, no,
they didn't
these
take the signage down yet.
It says American Eagle. These are my shoes, front and center in the window display. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Walk around the corner, check their big billboards on Houston Street, and then I see Concepts Purple Lobster. I see DJ Khaled's Jordan 3. I see Travis Scott's Jordan, right? And I'm like, with an American Eagle logo on the bottom of it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
So then I look up I honestly did not know what Urban Necessities was. Yeah. And so I look up what Urban Necessities is, and it's a reseller. And then I find out a news article that American Eagle partnered with or invested into this reseller. And so now they, I guess, feel like they have the right to display other people's marks. Like Khaled,
trademarks.
Yeah, like Khaled has, like, We the Best. That's his company. That's his logo. And now there's a We the Best logo with an American Eagle logo. And
brand alignment's important. I
felt like that was wrong. It felt wrong to me, right? And so I did this post, and maybe I didn't, this goes back to my journalism school, right? Like, maybe I didn't word it properly. Maybe my caption was not, explicit enough of my views. Or maybe people just don't read completely.
They don't.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think they don't read past the first few sentences. But a lot of people who were hating on the comments thought that I was anti-reselling, either anti-reselling or B, entrepreneurialism, in the sense that the Urban Necessities guys struck a deal with American Eagle, and hence, like, the notion of a sellout move is something else that I was against. I'm totally all for selling out. To me, in this day and age, there is no such thing as selling out. You cannot sell out now. Like, literally, you cannot sell out.
Yes, because making money is cool again.
Yeah, and it's just, to me, it's
fine.
like we're in the age of Robin Hood now. Yeah. Like, if I do a deal, like, I want to do a deal with, like, Charmin toilet paper. Yes. Let me do a collab with Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to, like, I don't care how big it gets. You can't get any, there's no such thing anymore. So, like, to me, I'm all for selling out. I'm all for entrepreneurialism, and I'm all for reselling. Reselling is, a lot of people said in the comments, like, the reason why your shoes are so valuable in, like, image is because of resale, right?
Sure.
So I get that. It's American Eagle basically taking other people's intellectual property and IP and putting their logo under it and making the the connotation that we have collaborated, and that shit is really wrong.
So what's next though? Because you have like consignments not new. You have luxury consignments like the Real. You have Poshmark out there. You have this is something that this is probably the first flag.
Yeah.
The first time that this has ever been faced. So like now, do we move towards a legislative move, or how are you going to like strategize or band together with the resellers, with other brands, with
So I've talked to my legal counsel about it, and American Eagle's a $4 billion company, and their advice was like, this is not a fight that you want to fight.
A $4 billion not cool company. Jesus.
And so I brought this up to Nike, and luckily I have like the phone call of the phone number of the people at Nike. And they were like, this is fucking crazy. No. And so they are now gathering their legal troops together to see what can be done. And so now they'll be like, I'm not saying like a head-on WrestleMania, but there will be a conversation.
There'll be a conversation that's important.
Yes, there'll be a conversation. Yeah. And that to me, that's Robin Hood, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to bankrupt my ass trying to fight American Eagle.
Yeah.
I'll let Nike do it.
Well, it's the same thing, right? Nike is in that same Robin Hood mentality, in that frame of mind, where they're like, look, no, we have to stand for our people, our collaborators, and like what's going on here, and what actually is right and what's wrong.
Yeah, so the other thing that happened out of that is the owner of Urban Necessities, who I also didn't know until this thing happened, because many people started tagging the owner, saying like, "Yo, Jeff's calling you out," like, and he, poor guy, he was like, "Yo, I would just love your shoe, and I wanted to put it in the middle of the window display."
That's right.
So actually, me and him started DMing, and actually this Friday, 2 days from now, he's gonna be on my podcast on the Business of Hype. So we're gonna hash it out for everyone to hear, and so that'll be really good. And I just want kids on both sides of that fence that love it or hate it. I want them to hear it from both perspectives, So yeah, I think it's going to be amazing.
I think it's a really, really important movement that's happening, because there hasn't been a precedent like many of other things that you've encountered in your career. But this is really pushing forward now a path, right? So whatever the path, wherever it lands, it will be a path, right? Hopefully it'll be clear.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you another example. Like, do you guys know the website GOAT, like the app GOAT? It's a reselling app. So I don't know if you know, but Foot Locker just invested $100 million in the GOAT, and they own a minority stake in it. So now Foot Locker owns GOAT.
By the way, you said a minority stake at $100 million.
I know. Like nothing. Like here, you could have this like pinky.
GOAT's a beast.
GOAT's a beast, yeah. So it's the same exact deal as American Eagle buying into Urban Necessities, right? And that's why American Eagle feels they have the right to do this. So Foot Locker, you guys know what Foot Locker sells, right? Jordans, Nikes, that's it. Now, if you go on GOAT, you can buy Versace, Balenciaga, Gucci shoes, right? So does that mean that Foot Locker can now take Balenciaga shoes and just put them in the window display of Foot Locker, right? If the American Eagle rule,
I don't know yet.
Right.
That's what we're about to find out.
No, obviously, if you're Balenciaga, how is that okay? Like, we control our distribution to a T, and now Foot Locker's just allowed to put our shoes in their window.
And that's the thing here. Like, brand alignment is so important, especially particularly when you call luxury, and there is a
or exclusivity, or whatever.
No, there's a blending of luxury and streetwear.
Yeah,
it's the same.
It's the same thing now.
Yes,
absolutely.
Right. So there is a path that needs to be carved, and this is a really important conversation that got catalyzed. It's wild.
I hope it nets out right.